my brothers with me, Mr. Glass Half Full and Mr. El Jefe, aka Jeff
Hey.
Pilgrim, is in the house today, guys. And welcome to New York Revival. We're here to revive New York sports and put a twist on sports and entertainment. Welcome, guys. Thank you guys for spending this evening with us and this afternoon, wherever you're at. Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to go around the room, man. We're going to work it around as usual, man, and have some fun. I feel like last episode was so freaking uptight. We got to have some fun, man. All right?
Shake it
Gotta
out.
have some fun.
Shake it
We got to
out.
shake that off, man. That was a little rust on there, man. The vibes was coming back. It didn't feel good. Didn't feel right. So I'm back, man. We took a couple shots. We're okay.
I
We're
think I
loose and
know.
limber.
I think I know what happened, Eli.
What was
last
that?
show, because we didn't set the tone right. And what you have to do when you introduce Spiro is say,
Be if you nasty.
"That's right." Now I'm ready.
Hell yeah,
How can I
let's go.
forget that? Yo, man, now listen, let me do this again. Mr. Glass Half Full, Spee if you nasty now. And
Nasty.
welcome.
What is that?
And welcome, guys, to your revival, man. We're going to go around the room, man. I missed you guys as usual. Man, tell me about your weekend, man. We're going to start with you, Jefe, man. What was going on?
Good weekend. Got to play a little football outside, get that fresh air, get on that turf, run some drills, and I had a pretty good time. Made it out unscathed, which is a win in your 30s, in your late 30s, and I'm feeling good. I'm alive, man. Life is good.
Thank God, man. Mr. Glass Half Full, Spee. What's going on, man? How's your weekend? What's going on?
Well, so I was also out there with Jeff, throwing the big skin around, having a good time. But I was telling my wife this all week. I was so scared to do a full sprint, and lo and behold, in my full sprint, I was running a 40, 35 yards in. Everything's going great. And then you see that cone, and you're like, I gotta just push it that last bit. Mind you, I haven't done anything physical really in about 2 years, and no preparation for this. And bam, one wheel goes, the quad. But we're not done yet. Because boom, the right hammy goes. Bam, bam, like right.
I've never seen anything like this.
Right before the finish line. And your boy was out of commission. Just so bad.
Dude, Eli, he was trucking it. And he goes, pop, pop. Oh no.
I don't run a 40 when you don't prepare, and don't run a 40 in Air Force Ones. That's a lesson for all you out there. Don't do
I
what
think I just did that. So
What?
wait, so you were running around there, and there was some flat tires like on the car, pop, and you were like, "Oh God!"
Flat tires. I got sniped. I got sniped hard. You can see me like. Ah.
You know what the best part of this is that there is video evidence, and New York Revival teamed up with John Boy Media and Talking Giants, and they're cutting up a fun video of this day. And you're all going to be able to see this in a couple weeks. I can't wait to see how Justin cuts that up, because it might be the highlight of the whole thing. Oh, it's so funny because we were the oldest guys there, and they were talking about the grays in our beard and shit. And I'm like, hey, it's not gray, it's wisdom. It's wisdom coming through.
Whole lot of wisdom.
Right? But like the one thing we both said ahead of time was, we're not trying to get hurt. We just no hamstrings, nothing like that. And then the first drill, pop, pop. Oh,
yeah. Well, my wisdom. If I would have just listened to my grayness, it would have told me, hey, just stay at 75% or don't do the drill at all. I said it. I said it the whole week. I said it right. We said it to Jeff. I said to Jeff, I should have just listened to myself. And younger Spee wanted to come out and finish that at 40, and look what happens.
Eli, the worst part is we got there an hour early because we're old and because we wanted to stretch. We wanted to warm up, and we did. We did everything in our power to get prepared for this. We even said beforehand, hey, we're running 40s. It doesn't matter if you run it in 5 or 6 seconds, but it don't matter if your leg falls off.
And
so
both of my legs fell off.
But then, once he sees the flag and once he starts going, it's hard to turn it off, right?
It's that competitive instinct, man.
Was it that like slow song, like bing, 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 bing? Like it was like that. The next one, it was like Oh,
Dude, I was
you hit the
so
ground.
close. I was so close. I was like 35 yards, fine. Everything was going great. And then that last 5 yards is when I got sniped, bro. I got sniped.
So that means you did the Daniel Jones. You almost had the touchdown.
Exactly.
They got you.
And then I was done, dude. I was done. So that put a little debt in my weekend, but it was fun seeing. It was fun. Oh,
this just in, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait till you see
dude.
This. It's so funny.
I'm gonna just have to just grit and bear. And it's funny because before the whole thing happened, I said on my little interview, I hope I don't get hurt.
Right.
And you got hurt. Lord, listen, that sounds like a great time.
My wife, she's like, "You said this was gonna happen. You still did it." It's like,
now, did you get up and limp off? Like, was it like, man, like disappointment? Like, you know what's messed up, or you know what was funny?
All kinds of disappointment on my face. I went home just embarrassed, just so pissed off.
Tail between his legs. I offered to drive him to where his car was. That's how bad
it was.
He said, "Hey man, I can drive you to your car. I can drive you to your car." You know, that's what you know what's bad when a friend of yours is like, "Yo man, like I can drive you to your car."
Yo, I know your car is 30 yards away, but you need a lift.
I got you, man. Listen, everybody gave him the pat on the back, like, "Hey, it's all right, man. It's all right, fella. It's all right. Let the young guys do this. It's all right, old fella." Yeah. But listen, I'm happy to hear that you're okay, man. I'm happy to hear that you're okay. I can't wait for that footage to drop. Shout out to Talking Giants, Gem Boy as well, coming out with some footage, man. You guys can't wait, man. These are the guys represented and put on for New York Revival. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it, but that's gonna be awesome, man. I can't wait to see that. But man, another thing, man, how's the baby coming along, man?
Yo, baby he's doing baby things, you know. He's sleeping ridiculous hours, all kinds of gassy. So he's waking up at ridiculous times,
just like
not
Daddy,
want to sleep. You know, he's pooping all over the place, being all over the place. But hey, this is my life. I signed up for this.
Right.
It's gonna be great in the long run, but you know, we gotta get past these first like month, or the first like 6 weeks to 2 months, you know, and then we'll be good. But man, he's giving us a run for our money.
Listen, that first 6 weeks got to be a little bit of a torture there for you, if you catch my drift.
And then let's talk about that, because everybody, this is for all the youngins that don't have kids yet. Everything's on ice for 6 weeks after. Everything is on ice.
Everything.
6 weeks after.
No action.
So yeah, exactly. So I mean, this is part of the deal, and I'm right at the end of my rope here. And I'm starting to lose it. I'm starting to lose it.
Well,
I'm starting to lose it a little bit. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm going through, but you know, this is getting older. This is part of getting older. This is what we have to deal with. But man, it is getting a little crazy.
I see. Maybe that's why the hammy happened. It was just too tight. I don't know.
This exactly.
You're right.
That's why I was all wound up. That's why I was all wound up.
It was all wound up.
Yo, so true.
Yo,
for real.
Dr. Eli, he's absolutely right.
Oh my God.
Got you, man. It's wound up too tight.
Lesson learned.
You're all tense, bro.
I know. Lesson learned. Never go into a combine without having some sex beforehand.
Yo, man. Hey, man, listen, man. How's that Pornhub account? But that's another story.
Right,
guys, listen.
Busy.
Getting some work. Getting some work.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
So, guys, I'm sorry. So this is the show. My apologies, guys. But this is what's great about it. This is what's great about New York Revival, man. But let's get into the NFL news, man. The top stories, guys. We got Aaron Rodgers signing a big deal with the Green Bay Packers after all the pouting and complaining. $200 million, 4-year deal with $153 million guarantee. And I'm gonna start with you, El Jefe. How do you feel about this? Money cures all, man. Let me just hear your thoughts on it.
Well, yeah, this is just a lesson to all the kids out there to be as dramatic and annoying as possible, and then you'll get your way. But that's what the NFL has become. If you're unhappy, just sit out, okay? And then they'll give you a big bag of money. It's like, the guy's elite. I get it, but where are they? I mean, the Giants are in a bad cap situation. But the Packers are too, and they're finding a way to give him this monster bag. 150 guaranteed is like, holy shit. Like, that's a ton of money. I think they franchised Devontae Adams, so he's not going anywhere. They're probably going to find a way to get a deal done with him too. So I mean, it was the right move. Don't get me wrong. They want to stay relevant. Look at all the quarterbacks in the AFC. This is a great time to be a contender in the NFC. Aaron Rodgers is going to have another cakewalk first round bye. Like, you can lock that up right now. He's going to be another deep playoff run. It's just a matter of what happens when you run into San Fran again, when you run into these teams that got your number.
You better step on up now.
Yeah. But they had to do it. Aaron Rodgers is a diva. You know, he's annoying. I'm over it. I'm just glad a decision's been made, so we don't have to hear about the Brett Favre thing, like just on and on and on. Like, just make up your goddamn mind.
Right.
Spee, what'd you think?
I agree.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head there, man. I think it's not just NFL players though. It's basketball, NBA players.
It's kids. It's kids these days.
It's kids these days. If you don't like your situation, just bitch about it, and then eventually someone will take care of you, because that's the way the world works. Money talks. They couldn't lose Aaron Rodgers. So, they were up against it, man. They were up against it. They had no choice but to give him that money. The good thing is, listen, quarterbacking in NFL nowadays, you could play till you're 40 years old and still be productive. We saw Tom Brady go through it. Rodgers is starting to stay in the pocket a little more. He's not getting hurt as much. So it's going to be a good deal for the Packers. The reason why they're able to do this, I think, though, is that salary cap's going to go sky high next year. When those contracts, the TV contracts, the Amazon contracts, everything comes into the fold, that salary cap's going to go up. They're going to get a lot more space. I'm going to guess it's going to be a little backloaded. And again, quarterbacks, man. When my boys start growing up, I'm going to have them throwing that football right away, man, because quarterbacks run the league and they get paid. They could do what Aaron Rodgers did. They could force the Packers' hand, and man, but good for him. Good for Aaron Rodgers, man. Good for Aaron Rodgers. You made generational money at the end of your career. Good for you, bro.
Yeah, the money he'll make in the last 3 or 4 years might match the first 16, because the money just keeps going up and up. Eli, how'd you like the deal?
I mean, it's something that Green Bay had to get done, man. I mean, it's you can't lose Aaron Rodgers, right? Freaking league MVP. You can't lose him. You know what I mean? It's just like you said, man. He cried and he pissed and moaned to where we was like, all right, he's gonna leave. To now he's staying with the Packers for an additional 4 years. You know what I mean? So that shows you, man. Money talks, bullshit walks, as they say, right? So congrats to him, man. They really had no freaking choice. He got the bag. Major bag alert. He got the bag, man. Capitalize on the bag. So kids, major bag alert. So kids, guess what? It's all about the bag, right? It's all about that. So shut the hell up when the bag comes. That's what he did. Oh, yeah, I want to get out of here. Oh, the Green Bay is this. Give me all my guys. How much you paying? How much? Oh, that? Yeah, no. Bring whatever you got. Don't worry. Just back the Brinks truck here. How much? Yeah, back that truck over here. So that shows you money talks, bullshit walks. Congrats, Aaron Rodgers, man. You did your thing. You showed us how we're going to get it, hopefully, for New York Revival when we're in a bidding war. And we'll go from there when we bitch and moan, too. But with that being said, I'm sorry, did we lose some audio there? But with that being said,
okay.
Oh, there we go. With that being said, guys, too, man, we also got another big news here. The massive trade for Russell Wilson to the Broncos. 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, 1 fifth-round pick. Then they got Drew Lock. Then they got a defensive tackle. And then I think they got a tight end as well. And I forget the names, forgive me. But, guys, they got a massive haul. Yeah. And some people are saying that Seahawks actually fleeced the Broncos, or the Broncos actually fleeced. Hell no! Whatever the case is, so listen. I think the Seahawks got a massive deal. You know what I mean? So are the Broncos going to win now? Was this the proper deal for him? And I'm gonna start with you, Speed. I'm kind of confused on this deal here.
Well, it's very interesting because Russell Wilson's now gone to one of probably the best division in the NFL. And I don't know if it was worth it for the Broncos, because you're going up against Rodgers. Not Rodgers. You're going up against Mahomes. You're going up against Herbert. Who knows what Derek Carr's doing? But if he sticks around, that's another good quarterback in that division. You just went to a stack from a stacked division to a stacked division in a tougher conference now, where all the good QBs are. So for Russell Wilson, man, I heard that the word on the street is that he chose Denver over Washington. And I mean, if it was me, NFC East is wide open. I probably would have went with the NFC East. As a Giant fan, I am very thankful that you didn't choose the Washington Commanders or whatever the hell they call it. Is it Commanders now? Commanders, whatever.
The click Commanders.
Yes. Nice one. Nice reference. Yes.
That was great. That was great.
It wasn't a coincidence that as soon as Aaron Rodgers came off the board, the Broncos shifted to Russell Wilson and they made the deal. And in my opinion, they gave up way too much. Good for Seattle, man. They got a top 10 pick. They got a high second round pick for this year. And just a bunch of young talent. They got it all. They got it all. I mean, put the Thanos meme in there. What did it cost? Everything, man. It cost everything, and they're going for it. They better win. But the odds are they the favorite in that division even after all this? I don't even know. I don't think so. So. Good for you.
They still might be. Yeah, they still might be third in that division.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. After that trade,
you're still buried in that. You're still the third best team in that division, and the Raiders are not a pushover if Carr decides to stay. Like they were very competitive last year. Mm-hmm. So you went all in, Russ. I get it. Denver, more desirable than DC as far as a city to set up shop. But Russ has been making business decisions for a couple of years. He is not the guy that he was, and I think he knows his team hasn't been as competitive. But Russ has only been under 500 one time in his career. Yeah. He's a winner, and he's still got some good years left. So it just depends what version of him they get. And I think underrated is that Denver had to deal Noah Fant, who's a really, really talented tight end. His production hasn't been off the charts or anything, but in terms of being big, can block, athletic, can run and catch, the guy checks every box. He's a really, really good tight end. I think he's just had duty quarterbacks, and that's why his production hasn't been what it should be. But it makes that division so interesting for anybody playing fantasy. I'm just going to load up on that division because it's just going to be shootouts all the time, and it's going to be really fun to watch. And the Raiders were really competitive, and now they're somehow the fourth best team in that division. So it's wild to see. Would you have made that trade, E?
To be honest with you, if I was the Broncos, I think the Broncos are closer to a win now than anything. Yeah. So I think they made the smart decision to kind of try to win now. Yes, it's a tough division, but I think they can hang. They were only 7-10 with Teddy Bridgewater. So just imagine they can win a couple more games with better quarterback play. They're actually up there. So I think that it could flip it. It could flip it around. With that being said, a lot of people are complaining, how do you give this overhaul for an aging quarterback? These quarterbacks are playing to 45 now. Yeah, like these guys are in. This is their prime at this point. You know what I mean? So I'm just happy that they got that done. I'm just happy it wasn't the Giants, because just imagine us giving us that much draft capital for a guy like Russell Wilson, and we're not even close to ready yet. Offensive line still in shambles. Wide receiving core. We can name it all for what's wrong with the Giants. I'm just happy we didn't do it, and the fans really championed to try to get that done. But the Broncos got themselves a guy, franchise quarterback, that's going to win some games for them and keep them in contention. So with that being said, man, congratulations to him. I wish him the best of luck, but boy, he got a task.
And, man. One last point is that John Elway, has kind of proven that he will make this move to go for the biggest play. I mean, it worked for them. It worked for them, right? They went out, they gave up whatever they had to get Peyton Manning to win a Super Bowl. So that's what in their mind, maybe that's their formula. And they have pieces, they have weapons, they have good defense. So
I agree.
And we saw it work for the Rams, who went all in, and you got to respect. I think more teams are going to go for that strategy. Like, damn the draft picks, damn everything else. Try to win now, and if you win your Super Bowl, that you look like $1 million. But if you fail, the future ain't going to be so bright.
Draft picks might be your money in the bank, but proven commodities are not risks, right? If they're healthy,
took the words right out of my mouth.
Do it.
That's true.
Took the words right out of my mouth, brother. You're absolutely right on that. That shows you the draft. Like you want to bank on a guy that's a surefire, and this is what most of these like LA is doing, and this is what the Broncos have done, especially with bringing in Peyton Manning and etc. So you want to have these proven guys in there. Yes, I get it, and a lot of Giants fans are gonna be in our chat talking about, "Oh, Dirty should have traded him." No, we're just too much of a mess to make that happen.
We're not. We're not win now. Right now,
we're definitely not. We're like, can we win, please? At this point,
yes.
You know what I mean. So, with that being said, man, let's continue to go around the league. I'm sorry, guys, if I prolonged that, forgive me. But guys, we also have another big news, man. Calvin Ridley's been suspended for 1 year for making a $1,500 bet on FanDuel. Guys, a 1 year suspension, and I just want to ask, man, is this too steep? Is this right? And I'm gonna start with you, Jeff, man, because we're all chomping at the bit on this story here. So, Jeff, what you got, man? El Jefe.
Well, like on one hand, he's stupid because there's clear rules about this. You can't bet on your team, so that's a rule. You shouldn't have broke it. On the other hand, the NFL is making boatloads of money off of DraftKings and FanDuel and all that. It's huge partnerships, and at the end of the day, Calvin Ridley bet on his team to win. So it would have been a way different situation if he bet on them to lose, because then you would say he leveraged insider information or whatever else. Like he obviously knows what's going on with the Falcons better than anyone else on the street making bets. So it doesn't bother me. Like I don't think he ruined the integrity of the game. I think he was bored because he wasn't playing. It was like, let me toss some cash around. I'm going to bet on my team to win in this parlay. He's young, right? Like we've done dumber shit than this, but yes. he has more to lose. He's got one of the best jobs in the world, right? Making millions to play a game. So the risk reward was clearly not there. Whatever he could win on that parlay is what his regular paycheck is times 100. Right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So the risk reward wasn't there. Whether you agree with the rule or not, he broke the rule. So I think the price was a little steep, to be honest. I don't know if it's full year. I mean, I think they want to make an example out of him so that they can reference back and say, and he probably will appeal it and get it down to 8 games or something like that. But but they can't have players, but they need to set the line. And unfortunately, he was the first one to fall.
I agree, Spee.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I mean, listen, it's tough because this is not a Pete Rose situation. I don't think. Right. This is a guy that was just wanted to have fun. Probably was with his boys. Throwing some money down on his own team. I understand why the NFL did it. If you let one person go through this, this stipulation, then you're going to have everybody, appeal and use their own rules, and you got to make a nice example out of this kid. And poor Ridley, it sucks because again, the NFL is based on gambling. This is what their whole world revolves around. And you're sinking a guy for a whole year for that. I don't think it deserves that long. But again, Jeff nailed it. I can't really say much more than that. They had to make an example out of him, and I get it. So just like they made an example out of Plaxico Burress, you can't be carrying a gun around, licensed or not. Just follow the rules. The rules are there for you for a reason. Don't be stupid. And Ridley got caught. It was stupid. Well, it's a stupid move.
I mean, I get why it's so steep, because the fans every season argues the integrity of the game, especially when it comes to the refs.
Right.
So I get why that punishment is so steep. I don't want to hear, and I tread lightly when I say this, because yes, it should have been stiffer punishment for Ray Rice. It should have been a stiffer punishment for Adrian Peterson. Mm-hmm. Those guys should have been banned for a year or longer, or banishment at that point, because that's more egregious. But at the same time and token, guys, this is egregious as well. And this was the time and the punishment for it. You got to have that year off. I can't complain about that. Because, again, we'll be tweeting, man, I want of these refs to take side bets for all these calls that we see and judge them as well and their job integrity. I just hope that the NFL will look a little bit deeper, because this is just one player. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's a lot more players gambling at this point on this game. I want them to look deeper. Look at the refs. Look at more players. And at this point, yes, look at the year. Look at more. Because as fans, we want to make sure our team wins the right way. And there's been a lot of questionable calls throughout that season where you can be like, man, what the hell? Like there's got to be something in between there,
Yeah.
right? Like we all question that. So I want the NFL to go even deeper on this one. That punishment was just. It's fair. Don't place the money. You know the rules. Don't bet on your team to win or lose. Don't bet. I understand for bragging rights, you want to do your thing, but you can't do it, bro.
You've already won. You've already won in life.
Right, you won in
You already
life.
won, dude. You just lost $10 million a year.
If you need the thrill of gambling, go to a casino where it's legal and bet thousands on whatever the hell you want.
Right.
Do it legally. Why?
Absolutely.
Stupid.
Go bet it on black. Bet it on red.
Someone actually
have your friend place the bet. Have your friend place the bet.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
The same thing that goes for people that don't Uber when driving truck. Just freaking get an Uber. Like your life depends on it. Like, come on, man. Don't be
get
stupid.
a limo. Do it up.
I agree. And now he's out $11 million. It's like, come on, man. You knew the rules. Why do it?
Someone actually made a funny point on Twitter saying like the Giants are probably setting up an account for Kenny Galladay and trying to frame his ass for gambling.
He was clearly betting against the Giants with the way he played.
Yeah, right. The way he played, man. Zero touchdown. I don't know what. Listen, man. I'm sorry. Calm blue ocean. Calm blue ocean. I got a zen. Calm blue ocean. All right, I got a zen here. Once you said Kenny Galladay, I went off a deep end. But guys, of course, this is New York Revival, and it is Giants news we have to talk about, guys. So it's been reported that Blake Martinez and Sterling Shepard will be considering taking a pay cut to stay with the New York Giants. Now, guys, I don't know about you. That sounds like great news to me. You know what I mean? So I think the Giants will be saving a significant amount. We don't know how much they're, of course, taking a pay cut for, but right now we are over $5 million when it comes to the cap situation. So, Spiro, I'm going to start with you, man. What do you think, man? Are you happy with them taking a pay cut?
So listen, the decisions are going to come this week on Bradbury, Martinez, and Shep. Those are the three ones in question, and those are the guys that are going to save us the most money. And as much as I love these guys, I love Bradbury, and I love Shep. I really love Shep, man. He's been a Giant for life, and he epitomizes what it's like to be a Giant. But they need to take those. First of all, Shep's got no leg to stand on. He's an oft injured wide receiver, and we talked about this an episode or two ago. He's got nothing to stand on right now. He's gonna have to take this cut. Nobody's signing this guy off an Achilles injury for anything more than $1 million or $2 million. So he's gonna have to take this deal, or I guess take your chances and see that teams are watching you rehab. I don't think that's gonna work. Bradbury, I love the guy too, but if you can get a third-round pick out of him and save that money, man. You could just draft a Gardner, Sauce Gardner with your 7th pick, and you get a talented cornerback, and you save all that money that Bradbury's got, and you're picking up a 3rd-round pick in the meantime. Like, it seems like a no-win right there. Blake, I'm hoping Blake takes the pay cut, man. He's the one I really want to stick around because they can't afford to lose an inside linebacker. There's nothing there right now. It's bare. He says he likes New York. We'll see how much he likes it, how much of a cut they're asking for. I'm really hoping he sticks around. He's the guy I really want. He's a leader on that defense, and we could use all the linebackers we can get. So I'm hoping that he's the one that takes a nice cut, but also sticks around. Jeff,
yeah, I think these 3 guys, they've never done a single thing that made you think, like, get them off the team. They all seem like good guys. So if you can get them to play for closer to what their cap hit is going to be, then the Giants are in a much better spot because that money's gone either way, right? Like Shep is going to get that money whether he's on the street or has to go take his chances with another team. But these guys, not Bradbury, Shep and Blake, they're rehabbing. Like they're not going to get that opportunity somewhere else. They're probably going to fizzle out. So your best chance, your best idea is to stay home, especially if you're Shep. He's been here forever. Mm-hmm. Stay home, take that pay cut, and let the team rehab you and give you a chance to get back on the field because Daniel Jones wants Shep there. Blake, he's a team guy. He's a great guy. He's never done a single thing wrong, and he played his ass off while he was out there. He's a tackling machine. So if he can get back, then those are guys that are going to be useful. And if you're paying them anyway, hopefully take the pay cut. Don't have to release them because we'd much rather use their services for that money than not because this roster needs help all over the place. So we could certainly use them.
No, I totally agree with you guys. I totally agree with you guys. When you look at Blake and Shep, It's like, they can sit out and be like, no, I'm not taking a pay cut. Then they get released. No team's going to sign them anyway, right? So the Giants are in a win-win situation. I think they're going to have to take that pay cut in order to stay on this team. And like you said, to rehab their injuries. You know what I mean? Who else is going to actually go out there and do that? And Giants, one of the best organizations when it comes to injuries and doctors and et cetera. So you want to stay in the organization that's going to rehab you and know what your injuries are. I'll take the pay cut. At this point, I'm a millionaire. What's a little pay cut going to do? Sponsorships, et cetera, will probably make up for that. And plus, if you ball out, you can restructure and go from there. But, I think Blake is the one that really needs to stay at this point because he has something to prove. And like you said, he's a tackling machine. But the linebacker core wasn't in great shape, but they were okay. They managed without him as well. So the Giants can look at that option. When it comes to Shep, we got Kadarius Toney. So the Giants can look at that option as well. But we don't have enough depth. And if you can keep them, then you're just adding more depth via the draft as well, and somebody that can potentially replace those guys. So at this point, the Giants are in a win-win situation. There's so much they can do, but at this point, they have to take that pay cut. When it comes to Bradbury, take a third rounder. Shoot, I'll probably take a fourth rounder.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably take a fourth rounder. And I understand he's the number one corner. Yeah. I understand he's the number one corner on the team. There's no one that can actually there, but there's so much, capital in the draft when it comes to cornerback. Like it's rich in there as well. And correct me if I'm wrong, but we have a good cornerback class coming in here as well. So the Giants can do a bunch of stuff here. They can offload that contract to another team for a third and possibly a fourth, and I'll be okay with that. And then we can get a cornerback via the draft, guys. I don't mind this. I think the Giants are in a win-win situation. Wherever way they go, I'll be happy with it. I won't lose any sleep at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. But guys, how do you feel? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said.
No, you I think you're spot on, man. Bradbury from the draft standpoint, the high end cornerback talent is there. Not a lot of depth per se, but man, that 7th pick would be perfect for a guy, or that 2nd round pick if you lose Bradbury. So there's a contingency there for him. Shep, like you said, it is what it is. We love the guy. We hope he stays around because depth. We need that depth, and if he can come back halfway through the year and provide he's already got the connection with Jones. Oh, and hey, you're coming into a great offensive system possibly with Dable and Kafka, who could make you some damn money going into another year. And listen, we paid Shepard a lot of money, good money, and he hasn't really gave us the production for that. So give a little back here, buddy. Give a little back. Stick around for a year.
And I could see him doing that too.
Yeah.
And one last thought, like on Bradbury, if you're able to deal him, it could result in changing the first round strategy where you might look, instead of trading back that 7th, grab Sauce right there and be like, okay, now we got a future and present CB1 for a fraction of the cost. And then, with Shep, I really hope he takes the pay cut, because if you take Shep out of the wide receiver room, and you have Kenny Golladay and you have Toney, and then are you looking at Darius Slayton as your wide receiver 2 on the other outside? Like, I'm not really confident in any of them. Golladay and Toney mostly because of their health. And then Slayton has been a shell of himself. Like,
he might not even be around, Jeff.
Right.
He might get cut.
So that wide receiver room is looking real thin. Like, I'm not confident in that room. So to have Shep as a rehabbing piece that you can throw in later on as a safety blanket, you're probably going to need him. So Giants need him as much as he probably needs to make this move to stay with the Giants. So it makes sense for both sides.
I completely agree, man. But with that being said, I want to throw something else at you guys as well, because recently we be stalking these players, guys. We do. It's what we're here for. You know what I mean? But, little birdie, man, came up and said, hey, check out Evan Ingram's profile. Check out his Twitter page. And it's wiped clean of everything New York Giants. And the last tweet he had was just a smiley face, which you guys would see. With that being said, how do you guys feel about Evan Engram going to another team and not the Giants, man? Like, what's going on there? What do you guys think? What's happening? And I'm going to start with El Jefe, man. What do you think?
Sounds like he's on the move, right? This is what kids do now, right? They go to social media. They sort of we're just gonna start
this
talking
is a
more and
huge
more.
Old person podcast here.
So.
Yes.
We're here for the older, wiser gentlemen. That's what kind of show this is. But we talked about Kyler Murray on the last show. He goes and he scrubs the Cardinals from his. So it's a bitch move, and it's just weak. Like, just sit tight, and the deal's going to get done. not because you scrubbed your social media. It just makes you look worse. So if you go on Twitter, you change your profile picture, your background has some quote about put me anywhere on earth and I'll show my worth kind of thing. Like you're clearly out on the Giants.
Yes.
Like you're clearly
Yes.
gone. Okay.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Yes.
If you think Giants fans are going to cry over you, we're not. Like thanks for working hard, but your 2020 season was one of the worst fucking disasters I've ever seen in my life. Okay. So catch the ball, be a better, 3 different staffs couldn't turn him into a tight end. So good luck. He put his head down. He worked hard, but goodbye. Good luck to you.
I agree, Speed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've been one of his most ardent supporters. I was back when all 3 of us were on Giants Rush. I was one of the last people sticking up for the guy. I love the guy's leadership. I love his attitude. But man, if you're gonna be bitch made and do this kind of stuff on Twitter, I don't got time for that shit. So pack your bags. I'll pack them for you. We're not losing any sleep over your blocking. We're not going to lose any sleep over your what? Who do you have? 400 yards this year and 3 TDs. No TDs the year before. You know what? And you know what? The sad thing is, I think he's going to be really good if he goes through a good system after this. He has to get out of New York. It's going to be best for both that we're splitting up here. This is one of those deals where he can't be in New York. The fans hate him. He hates New York probably. Judge, the one dude that was sticking up for him, is gone now too. The guy that drafted him's gone. So we need to start fresh in that tight end room, clear the whole thing out. But Engram, I expected more out of him because I thought he was one of those guys that wouldn't go to social media and smile and be whatever. But I will say this: with all the franchise tags going on at tight end, he's going to get paid, dude. He's going to get paid, and low key, this is great for the Giants because the more he gets paid, that better that comp pick's going to be.
Do you mind diving into that? Because I saw a little bit about that. How does that work exactly with him getting picked up?
Yeah, so the theory is that if you're getting a big contract somewhere else, you're kind of screwing the team over that you're leaving. So they want to reward the team that you're leaving for not spending big on you or not being able to spend big on you, especially if you're a small market team. It helps them. So the Ravens do this perfectly, and they constantly draft well with those comp picks. So man, if you can get even a 4th round comp pick for Engram, that's a freaking win, dude. Win. Yeah. So we were sitting here. Some Giants fans were like, "Oh, trading for a 6th? I don't even care at this point. Bag of balls." If you can get, and we're not going big in the free agent market this year. So that the formula works is that it's a give and take. Who are you signing and who's leaving? If we're not signing much of anybody and he's signing a big contract somewhere else, that works in the Giants' favor for the comp pick formula.
That's beautiful. Giants can't dish out money, so especially not to a fringe player like that you haven't been able to turn him into what he can be. So cut ties, move on. This is a new chapter of Giants football. This is not the Judge or Gettleman Giants anymore. Thank God.
Hell yeah, and I agree, man. I mean, listen, I wish him the best of luck, man. You know what I mean? Everybody want to see your guy ball on your team. You know what I mean? Evan Engram did whatever he could here. Now it's time for him to have a fresh start because evidently it just didn't work here. In my opinion, I thought he was playing out of position. I thought he was more of a slot guy anyway because he can't block. So at least go out there, go create something in the slot. You have just enough speed to do that. So I think he's going to be a slot guy somewhere else, and they're just going to pay him tight end money and go from there. But you're going to see him schemed up in that slot, man. But still scrubbing your account and all that, man. Listen, I understand you had some bad issues here in New York. I get it. And you want to get up out of here. But this is New York, man. We're all here to kick your ass and take names later. If you can't get used to this market, you don't need to be here. This is why we love Joe Judge at the beginning where he's like, he's going to punch you in the nose and all that. Because that's New York. We're rough. We're tough to please. And if you don't please us, we're going to let you know. So, hey, listen. Thank you for scrubbing us, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for balling for us for the short time you was here. But I wish you the best of luck. I really do hope that you on a team that pays you well and pays you really good according to your service. But Evan, we could get somebody else to do it, like the Ballards, like the bosses that's in here. Wasn't the elite players and there's no disrespect to them. Please, there's not disrespect to the boss or Ballard, but we know what they were capable of. But they produced. You couldn't even produce on that level, but that's another subject.
One last thing on Engram: huge tight end market and huge draft class for tight ends. So peace out, Engram, because there's so many options.
So you're saying third or fourth round, you can get yourself a serviceable tight end who's actually a tight end. Yeah,
100%.
Hey, now I'm gonna actually speak. Can you think the comp pick you can get a tight end, like a good serviceable tight end with a comp pick?
If you get I mean, listen, you're not getting that comp pick till next year, so
forgive me.
Yeah, it's not happening this draft.
But we got 10 picks. You'll still have a chance.
But they have third round picks to take there, and even a fourth round pick if you want. There are tight ends to be had in those middle rounds, so this is a perfect year to want a tight end. So
it's important to remember. Giants were ranked, I think, top 3 this year in terms of draft capital, just draft capital, not cap space, nothing else in terms of where are your picks and how many do you have? Giants are among the richest when it comes to that. So it's a good time to have a new GM, a new head coach, start building their own team.
Listen, I'm excited, man, but we already said this, you know what I mean? I'm excited for the future, but guys, I want to do a different segment here. Even though we're excited, we got to talk about a couple things here, and I'm start with you here, El Jefe.
Uh-oh.
It's a new segment we got here called at New York Revival called What Got You Pissed? And we're going to go around the room and see what got you pissed. All right?
What got you pissed, man?
What got you pissed, man? What got you pissed, man? You know what I mean? So that's the new segment here on New York Revival. Hopefully you guys will love it. Get in the chat, man. What got you pissed, man? And I'm going to start with El Jefe. What got you pissed, man?
You know what got me pissed, man? I'm pissed off because we live on Twitter. That's where all the action is. That's where the Giants' dysfunctional family lives. That's where we have dinner. That's where we break bread together. It's all on Twitter, right? And I can't get enough of all these takes about the Giants need to do this. They need to draft O-line in the first 2 picks just because that's one of the problems we have. Like, guess what? We got a lot of problems and we have a lot of holes to fill. And the top 2 tackles are likely going to be gone. So if you're telling me we need to take the 3rd best tackle with the 5th overall pick, I'm telling you, you're out of your fucking mind because there's going to be a game-changing safety, a game-changing corner. You're going to have a lot of options what you can do right there. So don't get tied into the Giants need to do this. I was half joking when I tweeted out earlier, I've dreamed up of 57 different scenarios of what could actually play out. And it's probably kind of accurate. When you think about they could trade back out of one or both of those picks, that changes the range of players that are available there. If they go defense at 5, Thibodeau could fall to us at 5. So fuck your O-line for half a second because that is an edge rusher that the Giants haven't had in a decade either. So they got to make moves, get the best football players because we have no stars on this team. None. The biggest name and ticket seller is a running back who has been limping around for 3 years. And we took him 2nd overall. He was otherworldly as a rookie. Still, it's a running back. You need actual stars. You need edge rushers. You need talent. You need studs. You need a cornerback that can isolate a section of the field. And you can blitz guys because you trust him. Giants need stars. So get away from whatever you think the Giants need to do and just have an open mind with what Joe Shane is going to work in this draft. That's what's got me pissed, man.
Yell it from the mountaintops, baby. Yell it from the mountaintops.
Testify. Oh, God, I feel it in my soul. Good Lord, testify. Testify. Good Lord. I feel like I was in church. Oh, Lord. That was great. Oh, my God. I was just like, good Lord.
Good Lord.
Thank you, man. Speed. Well, you know what, Speed? You don't mind if I go. You don't mind if I go, right?
Oh, go. Let's go.
You know what got me pissed, man?
What got you pissed, bro?
You know what got me pissed, man? Mock drafts. Listen, guys, I thank you so much. Thank you so much for adding me. I do appreciate your time or even considering and thinking about me in your mock drafts, but I could care less. I don't create them. I don't care because my mind is so wrapped on other things besides who, and where the Giants can draft. I don't care. I just want to wait till the night comes up and they draft the player that they pick. I don't care. Yes, I do look at the college players. I do look at where their ceiling is, and I go, it can happen, but I'm not really sold on it because guess what? There's not one mock draft that's been right. 0. So I can care less.
It's like your bracket, your March Madness bracket.
Exactly.
It's a crapshoot.
It's just a crapshoot, man. Like, listen, I'd rather go play the lotto. I'd rather pick 10 fucking numbers. You know what I mean? I'll get more better luck probably doing that than guessing a mock draft at this point.
Especially pre-free agency, because, like, that you clearly have no idea what's gonna happen.
No idea. Like there's so many rows and stuff that has to happen for the draft to even like. Come on, like God bless you all doing it, but I can't. It pisses me off, man.
Leave Eli alone.
Leave me alone. I don't want to hear it no more. But
I know he's Twitter famous, but give the guy a break. Like, he doesn't need to see every mock draft, none of which are accurate.
And what's best is that like everybody thinks their mock draft's the best, so they're like, check this one out, you know. And I was like, all right, man. Well, listen, your guess is as good as everybody else's. So
there's some public, and then I get DMs as well, and I'm like, man, listen, I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you doing this for me. Or to me to get my opinion. I just don't. I don't look into it. I don't care.
Fair enough.
Respectfully.
Hey,
man. What got you pissed, man?
What got me pissed right now?
Hold on, let's say that at the same time. Say that at the same time, El Jefe. Ready? 1, 2, 3. HP. What got you pissed, man?
Hey, I'll tell you what got me pissed, and I'm sick about hearing it. As a baseball fan, I am so pissed about what's going on right now, man. They're taking opening day away from us already. They've taken training camp and spring training away from us. You know, if the day ends today without another deal, they're going to be taking more games. And I'm a creature of habit. I love going into April and May, and I love seeing baseball on every other day. It gives me something to watch at night. You know, I got my Rangers, I got my Nets, and I love to get my Mets in there. You know, I love talking shit on Yankee fans. But it's right now they're taking it away from us. And for me, opening day marks the start of spring. It feels like summer at that point. Like I get those vibes. And fucking Rob Manfred is taking that away from us. I'll blame Rob Manfred. I blame the owners. I blame the players. You are all a bunch of assholes. You're all richer than me. I don't give a shit whose fault it is here. And people, the white knights on Twitter miss me with your like, oh, these guys are at fault. These guys are at fault. I don't care. Because they all make way more money than I will ever see in my life. So fuck them all. I'm pissed at you guys, and bring me my baseball back. Bring me my baseball back. Let's go.
You know what? You know what's disappointing? It's like, kids look forward to this. Like that's like
it's a dying sport. It's a dying sport to begin with.
And you guys are just wasting time. You're wasting time. You're losing the average kid that want to learn baseball that's out there. Like, you guys are wasting so much time for your pockets and whatever needs that you got. Like, I get it. Players, do your thing to make this thing better for the kids growing up. But it's a dying sport. Get out there and play sometimes, man.
Anymore. They're losing whatever little fans they have left, man. Like, it's dropping to – it's at third right now on the list. And if they keep doing this bullshit – it's going to drop below hockey. So
it's going to plummet. It's going to plummet. Like, hockey is so much better than baseball right now. It's quicker. It's faster. It's more option. There's more action. Baseball need to find a way to make it quicker. I'm tired of sitting at a 4-hour game for this BS to have a lockout. I'm with you on this, Speed. Forgive me. I didn't want to take your thunder.
No. I want that.
Let me jump on real quick, because I'm not a big baseball guy, but I can appreciate that some people like the Mets and Yankees like I like the Giants. Right. And I know that passion is there for baseball. But there's too much money to be made, and there was too long of an offseason for it to come down to the wire and not have a deal. Like, you got to bend, like, get the deal. Everybody, both sides want a deal done. So bend a little bit and just get it done. The fact that you're missing games is inexcusable. It's a joke. And Spiro nailed it. You're losing an already decreasing fan base. Like, it's a boring, slow sport. They're talking about adjusting the rules and things like that. Baseball needs help, and this is killing it. This is killing your chances.
When this happened in 1994, they lost fans, and you know what brought back steroids? The Sammy Sosa and the McGuire chase.
Spiro, if I may,
or jack them all up now.
Steroids is the only thing that will save baseball.
Bring back steroids.
They want home runs every other at bat. That is the only thing that will bring baseball back.
I agree. At this point, jack everybody up with some steroids again. That's the only thing that's going to bring our fans back. But again, screw you, Manfred. Screw you, players. Screw you all, owners. I'm done with you. Figure it the hell out. I don't care. Like, it's the Big Cat Barstool gif. Figure it out. Figure it out.
Figure it out,
right,
man.
That's all I gotta say about that. That's all I
thank
gotta say about that.
Thank you guys for that wonderful segment, man. What piss you off, man? And please get in the comments, get in our Twitter. What pisses you off, man? You know, we like to hear that, man.
For us.
So
we're all gonna be
pissed, man. or why? What you guys pissed for? You know, so leave it there. So
I gotta be honest. This is a segment we need to keep because that felt like good therapy. It
did. It really did. I'm not gonna lie, it really did. I feel great. What got you pissed, man? Let us know. At us. Hashtag. What got you pissed, man? Hashtag us, at us. We'll retweet, like, whatever we got to do. But what got you pissed, man?
What got you pissed?
So with that being said, guys, we're concluding the show. But we want to give out a couple things, man, and make you guys happy, man. We had a contest, man, to get us to 1,000 followers on Twitter for the New York Revival account. We just want to send a huge thank you to everyone that participates, that supports everything. And we wanted to give out a gift as well to all of our 1,000 followers. Yes, we put you guys in that hat and we picked you out, which is insane to me because I had to actually cut and send. Insane.
It was a lot.
Right? A lot of work here. But we did pick out a name, and Sergeant Mayhem, congratulations. You got one of the Giants gifts here and a guest spot on our show. The next time we record something, man, we will keep you posted. We will DM you. So by the time you see this show, we will let you know. All right. But Sergeant Mayhem, thank you so much for participating, always being in our lives, chatting it up with us. Thank you so much. And we do have one more for you guys as well. So we're going to pick out something else in the hat and let you guys know on a later show. And you can be featured on here as well and talk to us and talk to football, talk whatever. Talk about what favorite beer you got.
This is not going to end at 1,000 followers. We're going to do it at 2K. We're going to do it at 3K. We appreciate you guys, and we're going to show you guys our appreciation by giving it back. We love giving it back to you guys. So
absolutely. So guys, we're gonna have so much great things to give away, even cash prizes. Even cash prizes. So guys, please stay tuned. Again, we do have some special guests, etc., coming in. But before we get out of here, there was a nice little viral moment all over social media. Made me laugh. Made me have some fun. Let's drop it.
Hit it, get it. Ow, show them, girl, yeah, boom, bow, boom.
That didn't make your day. I don't know what will. If that didn't make your day, I don't know what will. For everyone here at New York Revival, we thank you guys so much for your time. Let's get it. And we are here, of course, to revive New York sports and put a new twist on sports and entertainment. On behalf of my guys, Mr. El Jefe and Mr. Glass Half Full, Spee if you nasty.
Yeah.
We want to thank you guys. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys on the next one. Be well.
Peace.
Love you guys.